This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hello, you're listening to Animal Party on Pet Life Radio with me, Deb Wolf. I'm your host, and today I'm happy to say I've got two people with me, Karen Williams and John Holley. Welcome to the show, you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Deb.
Well, I'm glad you got out of your kayaks and long enough to do the show and tell me all about it, because we're talking about Holleyville Lakeshore House and the Air B&B and the two places you can stay on Hatzic Lake, where you could see all the amazing animals I often talk about on my show. Bears, beavers, osprey, every bird you could think of pretty much that comes to the west coast of North America. And you can fish, and you can hike, and you can kayak. So let's talk about the kayaking, Karen.
I would love to. So yesterday we set off on a beautiful day. We go past, off of Holleyville. We get to pass Walter and 9 goats, 2 roosters, and some other beautiful animals.
That's a donkey, by the way. Walter definitely says hello to the kayakers.
Then as you round and we go into the canals, then we got to see the most beautiful bear. And as you keep going a little bit farther, you get to see ducks swimming right beside you in your kayak. And it's beautiful. You're out from out of the wind. And as you go just that little bit farther up, you get to see goats swimming, eating the weeds.
Yeah. So there's a farmer who keeps his goats right on the riverbed, which is pretty amazing.
On the riverbed. That's right. So they go down and naturally clean out all the fields or all the, the berries and just doing the maintenance work. And they're beautiful. We got the chance to see them yesterday. John actually got a few pictures.
Well, there's a lot of blueberry farms around there. It's just when you paddle up that waterway, I just want people to understand, you could be a total beginner kayaker like I was when you guys took me. You don't have to be able to balance. There's no steep current.
No.
It is just easy paddling.
To give you a better idea, Deb, it's so tranquil and serene because it's they call it a slough, which is a slow-moving creek. It's barely moving the water, and it just sort of winds around through the countryside. And it might be like 40 or 50 feet, and as you go up, it gradually narrows down to like 20 feet to 10 feet, and it's lined with trees overhanging it or grasslands and bulrushes and flowers and blackberries. You can stop, and I did because I got hungry. I can eat up a whole bunch of delicious blackberries and then so it's just serene. And then the whole experience, not even including all the birds and the animals you see. So it's very easy, and it's shallow, and it's only like so you see bottom the whole way. So if you even did tip over, there's no you're not going to drown. It's nice sandy bottom, and you might see the odd fish. And it couldn't be more scenic and easy and nice place to go for a paddle. I think to me it's like world famous, not to brag, but because it's in my backyard, but I've been in a lot of places and it kind of is. And you can start right off the front of your house, the Airbnb.
Well, that's the thing. You make it available, right? People who stay at the Airbnb can use the kayaks, right?
Yeah, and my house is such a wonderful place. I just love to share it with like all kinds of people, and it kind of makes me feel good because they love the experience, and it gets pretty fully booked up, like June, July, August, and already most of September. But all the other months are just great as well, with the migrating swans, the migrating geese, ducks, and all these things. So and there's a huge fire bowl out front, and there's a big shelter with a wood stove. So all the months of the year, it's just a beautiful place. And when you're fronting through all the big windows, just looking out on the lake and the bird life, even from inside or the outside, all the months are just great to be here. Yeah.
Well, okay. So how many people can sleep in the big house?
Right now, it's got 5 bedrooms. So there's, I say 10 people, but depending on how you sleep, probably 12 people. And I've just got another bedroom. It's kind of part of in the gym, so there's going to be another 2 beds, so you could probably sleep like 13, 14. And if you want to roll out an air mattress, maybe a little more. And then the other house, it's underneath Karen's, the main level that fronts right out onto the lake, and it's got 3 bedrooms, all with double or queen beds, and a nice kitchen. And there's same thing. It's on the ground level. I just walk out onto the lawn, and the lake is like 50 feet away. It's a great setting.
If someone wanted to bring their leashed dog, that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Dog on leash. Because a lot of my listeners have dogs. They want to travel with their dogs. They want to do these kinds of things. And the best place is say no dogs. So if you'll let a leashed dog come, then that opens you up to so many pet travelers.
Oh, yeah. I've got my last guest had a dog. The guests that are coming in today have 2 dogs. And so I don't like, I've got natural wood floors. So as long as they're well looked after, and I'm good with that. And most pet owners, I find they just love their dogs, and they're super agreeable to look after them and watch them and make sure they don't sleep on my furniture and whatnot.
Well, the place is beautiful, and it's just got it's a dream place, really. I mean, as soon as you get through those front gates, the vibe is there. You just right away relax. So if you're looking for a relaxing vacation and you want to be out in nature, close to the city, but completely out on a lake, maybe you'd like to try kayaking, or maybe you're an experienced kayaker, but you want to see these birds we're talking about, then you should check it out. And like John says, I mean, in the winter, that's when the eagles come, November to February. So if you're a serious birder, that'd be the time you'd want to come. Okay, we're going to take a break and come back to Animal Party on Pet Life Radio. Stay tuned.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There is no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms. And our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, Odyssey, TuneIn, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Hello! You're listening to Animal Party on Pet Life Radio. And we are talking to Karen Williams and John Holley. But one thing we haven't talked about the Holleyville Lakeshore House and the Air B&B rental and the experience is the chance that your guests may encounter a random dance hall party with live bands. So that has to be mentioned, I gotta say, because that is one of the highlights.
It totally is. And later in life, I just love live music outdoors, indoors. And I started doing that 15 years ago, and I have an annual party now, and then actually many more in between. So I've got an open area where I've got a big 35-foot octagon tent where we have live bands, and I just get donations. It's not a business, so it's just my friends, or if somebody's in the Air B&Bs, and they always love to join in. And I also have a new place I built, so I got a place for myself to stay, and I call it the Love Shack and Dance Hall. The dance hall is on the lower level, and it's got counters and kind of potluck areas up the middle, a big natural redwood table all the way around the perimeter, and if the weather's bad, we have great music right there. And then upstairs, the Love Shack, I got a little band area up there, and we have more intimate dinner parties with live music. It's just amazing, yeah.
Well, and the big deck, which I am now slowly converting into the sing-along deck. But yeah,
Yeah.
the big deck that overlooks all those beautiful birds and the moon coming up. And I mean, it's just an incredible experience. And you can have it. You just have to come here and stay here. You will see birds like you've never seen before. And if you're a fisherman, it's a dream holiday, really. But also, I was going to say, when you talk about the bad weather, if you come here in the rainy season, there's Harrison Hot Springs. That's a nice way to warm up, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great place, and but I also have the gazebo. I call it the cigar lounge or party hut right out front. It's right on the edge of the pond. It's got a wood stove in there and three sides, so it can be pouring rain, but it heats up nicely with the outdoor wood stove, and you can just watch the pouring rain and the birds flying by. It's pretty cool.
There's so much to do in this area. I mean, you really are a half an hour, 45 minutes away from absolutely everything. And even a couple hours, 3 hours to the Okanagan. So for people trying to explore British Columbia, which is a huge province, it's enormous. It's a really good place to kind of stay and make it your home base. And you can have quiet days on the farm, quiet days on the lake. When the sun comes out, you can go kayaking. But you can also take a little day trip, an hour away and you're at Harrison Hot Springs with a big natural public pool. And I mean, there's all kinds of stuff to do here. We really, really have it good. What do you think, Karen? What would you suggest people do when they come?
Well, once you got into the property, and I'm going to just kind of go off with the last guest that left, they all brought their bikes. So yes, being on 33 acres, they got to be able to ride their bikes all through the property. Plus, going over the Dudney to the old Dudney pub that took in the Sunday Jam. They were able to experience that. They were able to experience going that little bit farther, say hitting Kilby, seeing the railway station of Kilby, which offers, ice cream and things for the kids. And
the old-fashioned candy store. That's always a hit with candies like you saw in Little House on the Prairie, handmade little organic, lovely, yummy. Yeah.
And that property is all set up for that era. Plus, now you're on the Harrison River as well, which is beautiful swimming, as well as seeing the eagles there. So there's lots to do. But within the property, we find that a lot of people just come to hang out, to be with us, and for them to enjoy what's around right here. And a lot of people come as bringing family together from other places. So they all meet here. So Ontario, Australia, Quebec, they all meet here.
You're so right. It's family get-togethers. That's what it seems to happen. The kids maybe have moved to Philadelphia or Texas, and the rest of the families from Burnaby or Vancouver, and
it's a perfect place because there's just so much sprawling room. You're not going to bicker and argue. You just go for a walk.
And speaking of hot tubs, the main house has a beautiful jacuzzi, and you should see the shower.
Well, how come no one showed me that? I guess because I'm not a guest. Okay, thanks very much. All right, I'll remember that. Okay, so there's also, for people who are listening and maybe they are paddlers and they're looking for something a little more intense, there's a lot of good paddling in the area, right? That Harrison River paddle, I've heard so much about, where people say, oh yeah, are you going to try that this year? That sounds a little daunting, but I think I might try it. I mean, we did one paddle. It was 4.5 hours, I think, 7 kilometers. We started at one place and we ended at the Dudney pub and went in, and most of the crowd had beer after the paddle. And that was incredible. That I just danced and danced and danced after paddling. It was a terrific day. The Dudney that you're talking about is a historic site. It used to be a church. It's been converted into a pub, and they have blues music every Sunday at 3:00, and they have music on Saturday nights now and other nights too. But they have this beautiful outdoor area where you look out on horses, and there's motorcycles in the front. The slough runs past, so there's kayakers and fishermen sometimes. And it's just, one time I even saw a horse parked outside, someone in having a beer. The place is amazing. And you just dance and dance and dance right now in the sunshine, in the winter inside. So that's a great place to visit too. There's so much to do out here.
You said it all right there. We live in the most beautiful province, I have to say.
And you're so excited about it. You can tell it in your voice. It's a great, fun place.
Well,
It
my
is.
visit to your property, I mean, I'm a very beginner kayaker. I'd only been kayaking a couple times before, and that was in Florida when I was a kid. And there it was through these mangrove areas, and you see lots of birds. And we saw dolphins, we saw manatees. So there were some exciting things, but there wasn't the variety. I mean, even though it's in Captiva Island near the Ding Darling Nature Reserve, and there should be lots of variety, I did not see the variety I saw at your place. And, I didn't have to fly to Florida, and I didn't have to, it's right here. I got in a boat, I paddled for like 15 minutes, and all of a sudden there were red-winged blackbirds all around me, fluttering in the air with their crimson wings. And there were ducks of every kind, like weird looking ducks, brown, long whisker feathers, and odd looking ducks all around my kayak, like just hanging out with me, I mean, it was incredible. So incredible. I just don't know how to let people know about it more. So what would you say is okay, so I know there was a hummingbird nest near the laundry room for a while. What are the guests most blown away by?
What a lot of them, they just love. Every guest is different, and a lot of them just love the house. They don't even barely leave the house because I've got like a post and beam end where there's a baby grand piano, and some people just love to do that. And the sunroom, some women come and set up their fancy embroidery sewing machines, and then down at the other end of the house, I've got my African room because I spent a few years in Africa, and it's got all kinds of carvings and some cool paintings and stuff, and then the super open kitchen living room with a beautiful opal wood stove where you can have fires in the house and when it's colder out, and some of them, they just get into playing games with their family members, all kinds of fun games.
Well,
And
there's also the pool table and the ping pong.
yeah, and a big workout room down on the lower level if you want to do the treadmill or all those kinds of things. And
When I came to visit, I'm not sure if you could say this, but there was a guest who was not a spring chicken, and she was swimming in the lake. How old was that guest that was swimming?
86
Oh
every
my
day.
goodness. Okay, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, so
Yeah.
and did she come with her family I think there were kids. I'm not sure.
Well, there was 3 generations, and they
Oh.
they came. Some of the families was from the States, and some of them were from Vancouver, and it was just one of those drawing all the ends of the parts of the family all together for a week and just creating. And then they always tell me, John, this is the best family memories I've created on your property. And Val, who came this summer, she says, oh yeah, just better every year, she said, and the best family memories from a place to come in nature and a cool house where they can get together and cook. It's a great open kitchen that looks out over the koi pond and the fireplace, and where they can gather, and old big furniture, and so just that memory family thing. That's what I'd like to see, and that's what most people are all about. That, yeah. Then we get the odd movie person. We had a movie last year. That was pretty fun.
Well, you think about your family reunions. I mean, most of us wish we could have a big family reunion on a farm or a big family reunion at a lake. But who wants to, who can be able to afford that and keep it up? But you're keeping it up for us. So we just get to visit with our family, and it's all there. A beautiful farm on a lake. We just walk in, ready to go. Perfect.
Another great compliment I had was from Jeff Schellenberg, of the movie director, producer guy, young guy, but he'd worked on Deadpool and Riverside, a bunch of the well-known movies, and he did a feature here. He did it in the house, around the house, with all these interesting actors and characters. But they said, man, this place is just like National Geographic, he said, just being right in the middle of this different, natural setting, and all the aspects with the animals and trees and the house, and the National Geographic. So that gives you an idea that it's a cool place.
It's true. I mean, you look just sitting on the back deck, looking at the water, looking at the sky above the water. I've seen things like osprey and eagles together, not getting along in the air, which is pretty cool. I've seen crows harassing ospreys, like all kinds of weird aerial acrobatics right in front of you.
Oh yeah, and the eagles when they drop down and catch a fish, or there's a huge flock of coots at certain times. These little black and white kind of birds, and the eagles they'll just drop down and they'll try and grab one of these coots, and the coots all dip under the water at the last second just to avoid the eagle. And that's just pretty entertaining. Yeah.
That's amazing. What do you think, Karen? What would you like people to know? I mean, I know there's berries and grapes and all this kind of walk around and graze as you go type hikes.
I think when people coming down the driveway, especially in the spring with all of the cherry blossoms in bloom and everything, I think people come in with one intention, but once they're here, they start seeing other things and they move more towards what's going on around here. We do receive a lot of people coming back.
Mm-hmm.
We have guests that are always coming back because they've enjoyed what they've already had. So the next time when they come, they're enjoying a little bit more of the property because they have a little bit more time and they know it's there. So as John was speaking about the ladies that come with the sewing and that, they just love to be in the room doing what they're doing, looking out the window, not having to explore, but just enjoying what they're doing. So I think everybody who does come to the property takes something away from it that when they do return again, they were able to grow from it.
You know, in a weird way, that's like the osprey because they come back and nest on the exact same spot, on the exact same nest year after year until it can be as high as 10 feet high. And well, why, if you found perfection, why go anywhere else? It's perfect, right? They got their perfect pole in the water. Why would they build it anywhere else? So, and that's what this place is like. It's perfect. It's perfectly relaxing, but also if you like animals, it's exciting.
The energy is wonderful. It's a very positive energy out here.
So, John, we're coming to the end of the show. What would you like people to know about the experience of staying at your places?
Yeah, like I said, it's a lot of different things, like Karen said, and to different people. Some come for just the family gatherings, but it just adds to their experience when they can wander around the property, down through the trees, under the trees, and these little pathways we have, and it's just great for the families. And then the chance of encountering the bears or a coyote or an owl or the eagles or the whole swans, it just adds to that great family experience. And then just that they're great dinner parties that they always have in the big kitchen with, and the house is all natural wood floors, which they're 100-year-old wood that kind of helps tie the vibe together in the house. So yeah, and I just love to see all these people, and they all, like Karen says, they all have their different what they like, but it's all centered around the house, which is amazing, and magical is kind of the word for the house, and magical is the word for the setting. And I just love to see people appreciate or love what I've created, because actually I've created it all. It used to be just a big hayfield, and now and then it was a tree farm, and now it's just a woodlot with a lot of overgrown trees, and it's just a great area to wander and chill and have that zen, serene experience. Yeah,
Holleyville is a place for memories.
Yes.
And music, for sure. There's music there. Not hard to find music in Holleyville.
Not hard.
And as far as you guys go as hosts, I want people to understand that you're there if needed, but you're not intrusive. If they want privacy, they can have it. So you can have whatever experience you need to have at Holleyville.
Some of the guests would like to take on, the barn duties, feeding, all that. We encourage it. All the animals are really social. They all like people. I always go twice a day just to make sure no horns are caught in the fence or nobody's doing something that they shouldn't be doing. But the guests are encouraged to be a part of everything, even shoveling the poop.
Well, okay, so I've seen some pretty happy kids around there. Because, a kid gets to come out and jump on a trampoline and go swimming and play on a boat and run and walk and maybe fly a kite and maybe see animals. And, a kid is really a happy guest, right?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I see the whole family hanging out on the trampoline, just laying there having a snack. This is a cool thing.
Because you're right on the water and you're right beside the barnyard and you have a perfect view of everything.
It's you're doing nothing, but you're not missing anything either. Because if something happens, you're going to see it. You're right on the lake. The sky is full. It's just beautiful there. that paddle I took with you all was incredible. And it was just so peaceful. So I want to let everybody know who listens to my show all these years, listening to me talk about the wildlife in BC and all the animals I encounter. And I know you've been sending emails and asking me, well, how can we see these things? Now you know how. You go to Holleyville. I also want to tell you, if you've been wanting to send me a recorded message instead of a typed email, like say you've got a bad cat or a bad dog and you want to fix that problem and you want to tell me in your own words, then you can send a voice clip to deb@petliferadio.com. And we'll play your question on the air and then I'll answer it. deb@petliferadio.com. So we're going to wrap up this show now with the folks from Holleyville. And the lake we've been talking about is Hatzic Lake, Hatzic. If you're a birder, you might want to check that out. You also might want to check out the Lougheed Highway, the Highway 7. It has huge amounts. There's a whole website. There's all kinds of stuff on there and Hatzic Lake is on Highway 7. And it's one of the main stopping points on the nature trail that is the Highway 7 nature trail. So Hatzic Lake is full of birds, full of fish, and you could be there in a kayak or just peacefully watching the lake, having a glass of wine or whatever you like at Holleyville. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Karen and John.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
What are you going to do today? Yeah. What's coming up for you today? Are you going to go out on that lake?
Well, it's a little cool. I'm just looking through the window at a little group of ducks feeding away on the reeds at the shoreline right now. So it's while I'm talking on Pet Life Radio. It's so cool.
And what can you see, Karen? What's your view right now?
I'm actually looking out the back way at all the pretty trees that are not changing of the colors, but they're changing right now. There's a different hue about the greens. So that's what I'm looking at.
Well, where we live, things are so lush and green all year round. But we do get a slight yellowing, fading toward the end of summer, right around now, because we've had almost no rain for over a month, which is unusual. And then we will get some color change, not like Boston or Ontario, not the crimsons and yellows everywhere, because many of our trees don't die. They're evergreen. So we'll stay green all winter long. But there is this slight yellowing, and I'm noticing it too. It's gotten pretty dry. We're due for some rain. And after the rain, the birds and the fish will be out for sure. So please check it out and book yourself a stay because you will not regret it. It'll be the most relaxing stay, and you'll also see a lot of animals. Thank you very much for joining us today, Karen and John.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And what I'm doing today is I'm heading out to my little spot in the back where I have 4 acres of grapes and raspberries and blueberries and hassberries, and I'm just working on training and looking after my drip system. So that's another cool little spot in the back.
Well, I've been back there. That is probably where you're going to see the bear because it sounds
yeah,
yummy.
I've seen him there. Yeah,
He was here yesterday.
If I was a bear, I'd be looking for those berries right about now. My blueberries are all ripe now. They're purple. So it must be time. All right, everybody. I hope your guests enjoy it.
Yeah, there's more checking in a few hours.
Okay, everyone. If you'd like to experience this fishing and birding and wildlife experience, it's so close to Cascade Falls, like 5 minutes maybe. I mean, really, it's beautiful, beautiful place to visit. Close to everything, pristine wilderness, and easy access. That Hatzic Lake is a private lake, so it's not full of busy boats. You can only be on it if you're living on it. So it's a really calm, beautiful experience. All right. Thanks so much for listening today, and I hope you all come out to my neck of the woods and check out Hatzic Lake and the wildlife there. And from all of us at Pet Life Radio, from Karen and John and Deb Wolf, be good to your animals.
Let's Talk Pets every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.